everybody. Dave Nasty over here at Epic Guitar Instruction. How you doing? We're going to have a good time with this one. A little bit of fret tapping, some good classic Joe Satriani. Come along with me. Let's have some fun. So this is called The Forgotten Part 1. This is off of Flying in a Blue Dream, so we're going back a little bit for Joe Satriani, dating myself. This is like one of my high school records, man. This is one of the records I used to listen to back then and learned everything and just had a blast. So I learned a lot from it. I think it'll be good for us to go ahead and dive into and see how we can do some different things on the fretboard that aren't totally rooted in tradition all the time. So what we're going to start off with are chord shapes with our left hand. And I'm just going to talk about the frets. We're going to keep this as easy as possible, and we'll establish our rhythm. So the first shape that we're going to encounter is a power chord shape where I'm on 10 and I'm on 12. This is the 4th string, and this is the 3rd string. That's the first shape we're going to use. The second shape is going to be up here where I'm on 13 and 13, using my middle finger on the 5th string and then my 3rd finger on this G string, and I'm muting out this one here. This is my 4th string. Now, while I'm doing this, I am going to be having some action going down over here off the 5th string on the 15th fret, and I'm going to be tapping this with my index finger. So to show you really quick, we'll get into the rhythm, but I'm going to show you these chords in context. So the next two that we have to get is we're going to have one on the 5th string on the 11th fret. We're going to have our 3rd finger on the 3rd string, 12th fret, and then we're going to bring over to that shape that was very familiar on 13, on 10 now, right? So this is the 5th string, and this is the 3rd string. So all of this rhythmic percussive disc is going down on the 15th fret. I'll play it one time. So what we're going to do is build it in pieces. We'll go very, very slow, and you can play right along with me as we do it. I think that's the best way to do it. Accomplish this. It seems intimidating, but it's really not, I assure you. So we're going to go just to start us out. And this gets us used to going the separation between the two. I'm going to turn this way so we can see that. We can take it for granted, I guess, right? If we're going, then I hit 2 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2. That's all we're thinking about. And if just getting this to land by itself together is something to work on, man, take your time. It's all good. That can be the case sometimes, making these land even, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Now, I'm going to come back this way. Starting to build. It's a pretty simple pattern and we're just going to repeat it, and as we go through and we repeat this pattern, we want to build it in small increments with those chords. It's getting that right and left hand kind of separation thing, that tapping effect, clean tone, standard tuning, I should say, right? I'm in standard tuning and I have a clean tone with reverb. Dave Nasty swims in reverb. It's pretty much known, I guess, in all my videos. We like that. But the thing about it is you really have to be precise and land as much on the tips of your fingers as possible. Let's talk about some of those guitar fundamentals. Like my thumb, if you want to look back here, is right there. It's not straight up and down. It's definitely tilted. I'm not going to try to attempt it by going like that. Definitely not going to do anything like that. These are just hand positions I see come into play when people try to do those things. When you're on the tips of your fingers, it's all about the arch, really, and just bending them. Everybody kind of does that in their own way, but that's the focus, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you build it up in one spot before you try the chords, right? The next one's going to be over here, so then we're going to try to do that. That might feel even more strange because of the finger position, but you could even isolate that. You listen for the feel more than the sound, it'll mess with your head. I'm not kidding. I mean, just trying to teach it, I'm being very clear on what I'm saying because I can confuse myself because the rhythm just keeps functioning in the way that it does. And then Dave will have more editing than he wants, and we don't want to have to do that, right? We're keeping it as straightforward as possible. So these are neat chord shapes. I'm going to play through this. practice taking it very, very slow, I think you'll accomplish that no problem whatsoever. Bringing in one section at a time. Guitar is about focusing on little goals, and that would be kind of a cool thing to practice. If you're working, you come home from work, you want to practice, you have 10 minutes, break it in pieces. You know, it's a good 10 minutes for you. To go down to the next part, which I think is cool because it looks fancy, because I get to go like this with my fingers, and then I look really, really important. I have nails over here, so don't get offended. I will try to hide it as much as possible, but I definitely am using 2 fingers to get these notes. The next thing that we're going to think about is what this right hand's doing. So I'm going to have my first finger with my thumb on the top of the neck, getting the 13th fret, 4th string, and my middle finger is going to be on the 5th string, 15th fret. Now, they're angled like this, so that way I can achieve them. The left hand in this section is playing the 4th fret, 6th string, and the 3rd finger is over here on the 3rd string. I have my index finger on 13 and my middle finger over here on 15. I'm showing it to you in this way. Now, nobody plays it like that because that would be weird. But you can go like this with your first finger and your middle finger, and you get this kind of sound. And I'm going to try it at this angle. Now that rhythm is the same, but we're obviously jumping pretty quick between sections. So if I'm going, that's what we're repeating, and we're going back and forth between those 2 parts. That part is cool. I love the angle of the fingers. It looks really, really great when you do that in a music store. It's awesome. We're going to go up here to a C chord, and we're going to make a C octave, and we're going to be on 8 and 10. Something about that's so dramatic and cool. Slow pattern. Getting back into the song when we go up here. Little variation. A little bit of an extra spice there on the left hand. He only does that briefly. I'm going to play it as it is on the record, to my knowledge of functioning in those 2 sections. We did it. We accomplished it. We did our mission statement. So I think this is fun. It's a good introduction into tapping chords. And I gotta say, you know, chords can be played across the guitar in ways that we don't often think of. And what's really important is seeing that kind of system of how they lay out. That's really all that's going on here, is we're just tapping out different chord voicings. So let's say this, that link below in that YouTube text box, if you click on that, what that'll do is that'll give you a free ebook and video that is not available on YouTube. And what it does is it lays out all these great chord diagrams and positions of how to play these things in ways you never even thought of, but it's very easy to understand. It's all free, and all you got to do is click on that link. It's something that will definitely make understanding this much easier, especially when you look at how those things are diagrammed up in the 10th position of the guitar, playing in the way that we are. So subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment, click the like button, all of the above. Offer up some challenges. We like that here at Epic Guitar Instruction, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much.